So what have we done so far? Let's just review back. What have we done so far? Okay, so we have done, alhamdulillah, we have finished chapter 1 over here. Okay, chapter 1 is done. So now we will continue with chapter 2 or topic 2. Okay, so this week and probably next week, or maybe we can finish it by today. It's not too, not so much of readings you have to do on topic 2. Okay, so topic 2, topic 3, topic 4, and so 5. Okay, and then once we reach topic 4 and 5, I will start giving you the first assignment to be completed. Okay, again, assignment is 20%, test is 30%, so that is 50% already. Then the quiz is 20%, so 50 plus 20 is what? 50 plus 20, 70. And then you have your group project, which is 30%. Okay, 30%. I will give you your group assignment probably maybe just before the break or after the midterm break. Okay. Anyway, so let's move on to chapter 2 today. So far, what have we done in chapter 1? Okay, so chapter 1, we have talked about a little bit of the introduction of operating systems. We have talked about the computer system. We have talked about what is an operating system, types of operating system, a little bit on the history, and we have also touched the different types of operating system which are available. All right. So the objective for chapter 2, on the other hand, so this is what we are going to cover today. Most likely, yes, we can finish up by today. Operating system services, user operating system interface, and we have system calls, and operating system design and implementation, and a little bit about the structure. Okay, so by the end of the day, the objective, you are supposed to describe the services available to the user, to the process, and other systems. What do you mean by users? The users can mean a few things. It can mean other computer systems which are connected to the operating system. It can mean a type of user, human, you and me. And then we can also talk about processes. What are the processes involved in running the operating system? And also how does the operating system connect with other systems which are available inside the PC. And we are also going to discuss various ways in structuring the operating system and how do they boot. Okay, we are going to just touch a little bit on booting system as well. Okay, so services which are available in the operating system. Okay, so operating system provides an environment for execution of programs and services programmed to programs and users. Okay, so when they say execution of programs, so what does it mean? Meaning to say, when you want to execute, when you want to run, when you want to open your program, in this case, it can be any application program, you need the operating system to help you to execute that particular program. Example, simple. If you want to open your Microsoft Word, for example, if you want to open your Excel, PowerPoint, all those things, so you need the operating system to help execute this program, or else it will just you just cannot help open this program. And you also need the operating system. We also need the operating system to provide services. Okay, what kind of service? Well, how to do memory allocation, because you have to remember each program that you run in your PC needs to be inside the processor and the memory, in this case, which is the RAM. So you need the operating system to help put in those programs inside and help to run those programs in the computer system. And there are two types of interface which is most commonly used, which is the user interface, which is the command line interface, and what we say as the graphical user interface. These are the most common types of user interface which is available in any operating system. We also have the batch user interface. Okay, the batch user interface is not commonly used by normal users, but mostly it's used for a different type of system. But we are going to concentrate mostly on a command line interface and graphical user interface. Okay, so let me just show you an example of command line interface. Okay, let me just show you the difference between a command line interface and a user interface. Let's see. Okay, let me share the screen again. Okay. All right. So, can you all see my file explorer?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is my documents file. Okay. So these are all the documents which are available inside my PC. Okay. Ada online pizza delivery takeaway pun ada kat sini. This is the receipt. So we don't have to look at this receipt. What do I order? You tak payah tengok lah. And then this is my receipt for zakat fitrah. I also pay online. Okay. So these are all the types of file which is available inside my PC. And this is the folders which are available. So if you can scroll down here, you can see a few types of folders which are available. In the olden PCs, in the olden operating system, a folder is called a directory. Okay, so in the new version of Windows, directories are now called folders. So these are the folders available in my PC. So I have FYP, and these are all my personal folders. Okay, all right. So how do I create a folder? How do I create a folder? Simple. I will only just right click and I go to new folder, and voila, a new folder is created. Okay, so now this is a new folder and I can put any files inside here. If I would like to delete this folder, I just right click back again and I press delete, and it's deleted. Okay, it's deleted already. Oh, is it deleted? Yeah, I think it's deleted. Okay, it's deleted. So this is a new folder. Right click, delete, and it's deleted. What's inside here? All this. Okay, so this is how we do it in a graphical user interface. Okay, graphical user interface means that it's all represented by graphics. You want to copy, you want to paste, you want to cut, you want to move, you want to delete. All of these are in graphic form. So you can see what you want to do. Okay, in a command line interface, we have to type in the command. All right, so this is how a command line interface works. Okay, so let's show you. So let's go to this folder, because I want to go into this folder called documents. Okay, so in a command line interface, I need to know the command in order for me to execute the process. So if I want to view all the folders which are available in my C directory, what do? I just type in the command dir, and this is coming up. So what does it show? This shows these are the folders which are available inside my directory C. So let's see. Let us check if is it the same. Okay, so these are the folders in the graphical user interface, and this is the folder. These are the directories in the command line interface. Similar. Imran April 2021, Imran April 2021, Intel, PERF logs, program files x86, temp users, Windows, and all this. So it's the same only. Okay. So let's say here I create a new folder. Right click, new folder, and I type new folder Imran. Okay. So now here I just type dir again, and voila. Where is this? Here you are. New folder is here. Okay. Let's say in the command line interface, I would like to create a new folder. So what do? Always remember, in a command line interface in this black screen over here. Okay, let's see whether I can. Okay, I can't. I don't know how. All right, I hope you can see this. Okay, so these are the folders. Okay, it's similar to this one over here. Let's say I want to create a new folder in this black screen. So remember, in this command line interface, a folder is called directory. So if I would like to create a new folder, I simply type make directory and the directory name. Let's say Imran testing. Enter. Voila. You can see it appears here. It appears here. Okay, it appears here as well. Right? And let's say I want to go inside this folder. If in the graphical user interface, I just I just double click on it and I'm in the folder. But in a command line interface, I have to type the command which is change directory. Right? That's in. And as you can see, it's here. The directory changes. Now it's pointing to a directory, and I'm inside the directory. And if I type dir, I want to see if there's any files. There's nothing inside this one. Okay, it's empty. There are no files and no direct. These two directories that you see here are the default directories which are available, but there's nothing inside. So again, if I double click here, there's nothing. Let's say I right click here and I go into new. Let's say I want to create a new Word document file. So I just write new file empty. So this inside this folder, I have a file called new file empty. So inside here is empty. So now I just write dir, and as you can see here, new file empty is here. Okay, new file empty is here. If you have any questions, just on your mic and ask me, yeah, because I can't see you while I'm on the screen. All right. Okay. So this is how you create, make a directory.
Sir,
Yes.
I think someone asking me to enter the class.
Sorry. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Any questions so far?
No, sir.
Okay. So this is how you look at it. Okay. So let me just clear the screen. Okay. Okay. So this is a new file empty and this is a new file empty. Okay. Let's say I want to delete this new file empty. So what do? I will have to type a command. What the command is, if in the graphical user interface, how do I do it? I just right click, delete. Here I would have to type. Let me say, sorry, I can't remember the command. Maybe it's delete, del, new. It has to be case sensitive. New file empty dot docx. Delete new file empty.docx. Okay. Tak ada juga. Delete new file empty. Oh, tak ada juga. Sorry. I'm trying to remember. Delete. Okay, we can do this way lah. Temporarily. Delete all. So star dot star. Are you sure? Yes. This command means you want to delete everything inside. Yes. So it's all deleted. As you can see here, everything is missing. If you want to delete one particular file, let's say we create a file here, new file, let's say test. Okay, go back to the command line interface. We type dir, test docx is here. So del, maybe deltest dot docx. Okay, it's deleted. Okay, maybe I got the names wrong just now. Okay, all right. So this is how you delete one particular file. So if you want to go back to the C directory, you just type cd change directory / enter. So now you are outside this directory and you are back into your main directory. Okay, main directory. Okay, so there are a few types of command that you can list down or you can do. So in the olden days operating system, we needed to remember these commands. You have to remember these commands. Okay, but the best thing is if you do not remember these commands, you just type help and all these commands will appear. Okay, so we have to remember all these commands. Okay, for example, this one, rename the file. Let's say in testing folder we have a file. Okay, so this is test 1, and let's say we want to rename. So you right click and you press rename. But in the command line interface, first we go into the directory, Imran testing. Okay, so this is a folder, test 1. Let's say we want to rename this particular file. The command is ren, or let's say kita tak ingat lah, tak ingat. So type help. Mana dia? Okay, here we are. The dua command dia. Rename, ren, or rename. Okay, let's say we use ren. So ren, enter. Oh, salah. So let's say ada help dia tak? Okay, salah juga. So rename nama file. Nama file dia apa? Test1 dot docx, and we give the new name test2 dot docx, enter. Dah jadi test2. Becomes test2. Okay. These are the types of what you say commands that you need to remember. Okay. So these are banyaklah command dia. Okay. Okay, banyaklah command dia that you have to remember. Okay, so we have check this, you have color, you have dates. Okay, kalau you type date pun boleh juga date. Let's see. Okay, the current date, so you will enter the new date if you want, but automatically the dates are taken from the system. So tak payahlah buat apa-apa kat sini. Okay, so these are examples of command line interface. Examples of command line interface. What do you say? Instructions. Okay, so these instructions are very important because if you don't remember the instructions, then you are unable to use the operating system. Okay, so in the olden days, not so old lah. Okay, maybe in 1990s, when you want to use the operating system, you have to remember these commands, and these commands will be able to help you to actually use the operating system. Okay, to execute any process as well. Okay, so these are types of services which are available by the operating system. The next, the operating system also provides a function for program execution. The system must be able to load a program into memory and run that program and execution either normally or abnormally. Okay, so the operating system must be able to load that particular program into memory. Next, pass that program into the processor to run it and execute it. Okay, always remember each program that you run inside your personal computer, first it needs to be brought into the memory, which is the RAM, and next it needs to be brought into the processor to be executed and to be run. Okay, it cannot go directly into the processor simply because the processor does not know what to do with it. It has to go through the memory first. And if there is any process inside the processor, that process needs to be completed first, and then this new process can be loaded inside the processor. So you must always remember the difference between a processor and a memory is different. Memory itu RAM, processor itu yang you ada i5 lah, i3 lah. Okay, those are processors. And the operating system must also provide input-output operation. Okay, must also take or must also handle any input and any output from any program. Meaning, if you run a particular program, example PowerPoint, Word, anything else, the operating system must allow the program to input its inputs via the input-output operation. Okay, so the operating system will take in any inputs coming in from this program and process the input accordingly. Okay, any input, for example, even if you type in your keyboard, that input is processed by the operating system inside the processor. So even as simple as you type something in your keyboard and it displays on the screen, that is also processed by the processor. Okay? And also which input or output to be sent back. That means you type in something on your keyboard, the processor processes it. Now it has the output. Where is the output going? Is it going to the monitor or is it going somewhere else? So the operating system will handle this input-output operation. And the operating system must also provide file system manipulation, like how we have done this now. It must be able, you must be able, or the operating system must be able to read and write files, directory, create directory, delete them. You must be, the operating system provides search, list of information, and permission management. Permission management is the operating system allows a user to set permission to a certain file, meaning who can access the file, is there any password, username, password. So the operating system will handle that for you, and you are able to search, you are able to create, delete, and write on particular files. So these are all called file system manipulation. And the operating system must allow process exchange information, okay, between on the same computer or between computers or over the network. That means, let's say you are downloading anything, so operating system will handle this via the network. Let's say you are communicating with another PC, okay, your PC is connected in the computer lab, is connected to a different PC, the operating system will handle that. Or maybe you want to copy documents from PowerPoint to Excel, so these are between process. One process is your PowerPoint, you nak copy screen, slides, you nak paste dalam Word, so this is in between process, so operating system will handle this. Next, it will also handle error detection. If there is any error, hardware or software, then OS will try and fix this error. Okay, sometimes the error comes from hardware, sometimes the error comes from software. So whenever this error comes up, simple error is, for example, when you shut down your application without saving it, you akan dapat pop-up message kan? Do you want to save? Yes, no, cancel. That is also an error detection. So the operating system has detected that the file has not been saved, so it comes up with a message asking the user what to do next. Okay, so these are, and next the operating system also provides resource allocation. Which program is now inside the main memory? Main memory itu apa? Is your RAM. Okay, where how much file is needed for that particular file storage? keep track of who is using what kind of file, that is accounting. Give protection and security. Ada username ke, you set password ke to that particular file. So all of this is done through the operating system under operating system services. So remember how many services they are available: program execution 1, I/O operation 2, file system manipulation 3, communication 4, error detection 5, resource allocation 6, accounting 7, protection and security is 8. So these are the services which are available by the operating system. Okay, so basically this is how the diagram looks like. Okay, so we have a GUI here, either GUI or command line interface, or maybe sometimes you have the batch system, and each of these are, you have a system call. What is a system call pula? A system call ialah when I type the command line interface tadi, saya type satu message, saya type satu instruction. That instruction is what we say as a system call. From the instruction will be translated by the processor and it will generate a system call. A system call is an instruction translated by the operating system to get one of these services. So in order for the GUI to do file system, contohnya you want to find a file, what search, so it has to call that particular system call. Each system call inside the operating system is different. So each system call can only do one call, which is either it can do program execution, import-output operation, file system, communication, resource allocation and accounting, and also protection and security. So system call ialah cara dia panggil one of these services. Okay, one of these services. So as I showed you just now, CLI means command interpreter or command line interpreter, allows users to directly communicate with the operating system. The same way you have graphical user interface, but you use the command line. So you have to type in the command or type in the instruction to execute the system call. Okay. Sometimes you can implement it to the kernel system. So remember, kernel tu apa? Kernel itu ialah the brain behind the operating system. Okay. Some operating system calls the command line instructions as shell. So this is another name for it, shell. So shell is a command line interpreter. Okay. So it's almost the same as command line interface, cuma instructions berbeza. Okay. But it does almost the same thing. And shell is used inside the the Unix operating system. Okay, primarily fetches a command from the user and execute it. Sama lah yang tadi kita buat. Kalau kita nak delete, kita type delete. So once you enter, so the operating system fetches that command and execute that command. Cuba akan execute that command. Alright. So next we go into user-friendly desktop and GUI tadi, graphical user interface. So everything is now in an interface format. You have icons representing file, program, and actions. What to do next. Kalau you nak rename is an action. Kalau you nak delete is an action. Okay. So you have this in graphical graphic format. So you just choose what do you want to execute. Okay. So this was invented inside the Xerox PARC machine, first time lah. Many systems now include CLI and GUI, Microsoft Windows macam tadi, with CLI command shell. Okay, so yang saya type tadi is all command dalam bentuk CLI, command language, command line interface. Okay, so Apple pun ada the same thing which is called the Aqua. Okay, and Unix also has the same thing, which is called the Genome or the KDE. Okay, almost the same thing. Cuma instruction dia berbeza sedikit from Windows Microsoft. Okay, but it's basically doing the same thing. Next, we also have the touchscreen. Okay, touchscreen ni I think most of you are well versed lah. Touchscreen is also another new part of the graphical user interface, whereby the user can just touch on the screen and things will happen. So this is very common now in most computers. You have the touch screen, so you just touch any icon of your interest, and the command and the instructions will be translated. Okay, so this is an example of the Mac OS GUI. Okay, kenapa dia tak color saya pun tak tahu. Okay, but basically ini color lah. Okay, ini mungkin gambar lama. Alright, so what is a system call? System call is a service provided by the operating system. It's written in C language or C++, mostly accessed by the program via API. What is API pula? So you have a system call, and dalam system call tu ada API. So what is an API? So API is part of the system call, whereby each API has a unique or does a unique instruction. For example, tadi saya type the word delete, DEL, dalam Commandline Interface. Bila saya type delete, the operating system translates that and looks under the list of APIs and tengok ada tak API nama dia delete, and it tries to execute that. Try to execute this. Okay, Google also provides an API. What is a Google API pula? Google API ialah services that you can get from Google. Example, I'm sure all of you have ordered through Grab and Foodpanda. If you notice, the map inside Foodpanda and the map inside Grab is same. It's the same map, and this map is the same as the Google map. It's the same as the Google map. So what does Foodpanda and Grab have in common is they use the same map which is provided by Google Map. So in order for system Foodpanda to use the Google Maps, the Google Map punya map, they have to request an API from Google in order for them to access that map. That is why when you open your Foodpanda, you will see the same map tu sama macam map dalam Google Maps. And same thing goes to Grab Food as well. Okay, so so they will request the Google Maps API in order for Foodpanda to access that particular map. Okay, that particular map. If you use Waze, for example, Waze, tahu kan, Waze system. Okay, Waze system. Waze is to also a map, and it's supposed to give you directions. The Waze map is totally different from the Google Maps. So Waze pun ada API dia. Okay, ada API dia. API ni berbeza is different from Google Map punya API. But Foodpanda and Grab uses Google Map punya API. That means they use whatever maps which is available inside Google Map, they will use it. So they will access it through API. So they are the Google API. So you can buy this API. API ni sejenis file yang allows you to access that particular map. Okay, access this particular map. Okay, let's just stop. I want to ask you about Google API. Okay, I want to ask all of you, why do we have to access? Why do we have to access? If you are creating a software, contohnya you buat satu software and you need a map, so you just go and download, kena bayar sikit, from Google and download Google API for you to use the map. Okay, question to you. Question untuk anyone who can answer this. Why do we need to use Google API map? Siapa boleh jawab soalan ini? Give me an answer. Why do we use, or why does Foodpanda and Grab use Google Map API?
Is it because it can be trusted?
Okay, it can be trusted. Okay, that's one of the answer. I'll give you half mark for that. Any other reason? What is the most easiest answer you can give me besides being trusted?
Because everyone uses Google.
Everyone uses Google.
So it's like widely used by everybody. So
Okay, so I give you another quarter mark for that. But the most common reason as to why Google Map is doing this. Sebab kalau you guna, Sophia, have you used Lala Move before?
yes, I have.
Lala Move. What else is there in KL? Lala Move ada, Grab ada. What else do you have? Food Panda. Any most commonly used besides any of this? Any some more of this?
There's Bunkosit and
Okay,
Beepit.
okay. How about Bunkosit? What kind of map? What kind of map appears?
I'm not sure because I don't use it often.
Okay, what do you normally often use?
I normally use Lala Move.
Okay, is the map similar to Google Map?
I'm not sure. I haven't really paid attention to that.
Okay, this
sir,
is yes. Siapa tu? Who is this?
saya nak jawab persoalan saya tadi.
Okay, what's your name? I can't see your name. Muhammad apa?
Zakwan.
Okay, yes, go ahead. Can you talk a bit louder?
Maybe sebab Google je yang ada access dekat satellite.
Okay, true. Yes. Waze also has it. Betul, Waze also has it. And I'm sure others pun ada.
Diorang dapat kurangkan kos lah untuk
Yes, that is what I'm looking for. Kurangkan kos, Sophia. That is the what do you say? That is the answer for it. This is how the new age developments are. Kenapa you kena create? Why do you need to create another map? Sedangkan orang lain dah buat. You just ambil je and put it inside your system. Okay, the map is already available. Dah ada di situ. So Google Map dah buat lah map tu cantik-cantik. All everything is there, and then the map will get updated by itself. Hari ni ada jalan, esok tak ada jalan, it's already there. So tak risau. So when the creators of Food Panda, Lala Move, and Grab went online, they did not create their own map. They just bought the API from Google and incorporated dalam sistem diorang. Okay, incorporate dalam sistem diorang so they can use it. So they do not have to worry about creating a new map service. Tak payah. Sebab orang lain dah buat. So this is how the new age developments are. So even once you do, now you are semester 3, if I'm not mistaken. Semester 3, yeah. So once you come to semester 5, 5 and 6, when you do your final year project, let's say you are doing on something which requires you to access a map, so you can just go and buy the Google Maps API, and it's not that expensive pun. Tak mahal pun, kadang-kadang mungkin dalam RM10, macam tu je. Very, very cheap for one time use lah. So you just have to ambil je benda tu. It's available over there. So it's much more cheaper just to get it available. So any update, let's say hari ni jalan, let's say kita bagi nama jalan 3/7 ini, today is under construction. So automatically it will be updated inside Google Map. So when you order Food Panda, that map is already updated. So Food Panda does not need to worry about the maps, the location. It's already available. Like Sophia said, it's trustworthy. Muhammad cakap it's trustworthy. It's already there. Everyone uses it and everyone knows how to read it. So even the rider also, he knows Google Map. Because some people are Google Map freaks and some people are also Waze freaks. Kan ada, okay, so it's already there. So you do not have to create anything. Okay, so that is the main reason why applications would just use Google API. So the same thing in Microsoft, there are also APIs available. You don't have to pay lah. Okay, these APIs are available, and you can, and each system will access to one of these APIs which are available. Okay, I hope I make sense of this API. Okay, faham tak?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Faham.
Sophia, are you okay?
Yes, I understand.
Okay, so in other words, I mean, I was hoping somebody will send me Food Panda, but tak adalah. Okay. So if anyone wants to send me Food Panda, boleh hantar.
Boleh saya boleh.
And okay, ini besides ini topik lain. Food Panda allows me to send food throughout satu Malaysia. That means I can be sitting in Ipoh now and I can send food to my mom who's in KL. Boleh. But Grab, do you know that Grab doesn't allow that? Grab food tak boleh. Grab food only allows me to receive and send food within my area je. I cannot send food to my mom who is in KL. Tak boleh. They're based on GPS location. Do you know that? Itulah sekadar nak beritahu je. Okay, I don't think you're interested in that point. Okay. So that is about API. All right. So next we look at certain examples of system call. Okay. So system call sequence to copy contents onto one file. Okay, this is a example of a system call, and this system call is to copy the contents of one file to another file. Okay, so this is the source and this is the destination. So what we want to do is we are giving away, this example says we want to copy the contents of this and put it inside this destination. Okay, so what does the operating system do is it accesses or it runs a system call, and dalam system call tu adalah programming codes dia. Okay, so this is already built in lah. This is already built in. Sama juga macam command yang tadi saya pakai tu, delete, rename. These are all already available system calls inside the Windows operating system. Okay, so inside the system call there are certain codes which is written in C language or C++, which actually does what is supposed to be done. Okay, this is system call. So the next thing is, can you create your own API? Yes, you can also create your own API. Let's say you want to access Google API, but you also want to do some adding on to the API. Boleh, tak ada masalah. When you get the API, you can open the source code, you can change it accordingly to cater your project of interest. Tak ada masalah. For my example, my student, she is doing a mobile application. She wants to access Google Map, okay, and she also wants to find out the nearest hotel within that region. Let's say she is in Subang Jaya. She wants to get the Google Map from Subang Jaya, and then next she wants to search the available hotel which is in Subang Jaya area. So she buys the Google API. Next, she alters the API so that she is able to access the maps, so the location of each and every hotel which is available in Subang Jaya. So you can do that. You can buy and those APIs, and you can custom make those APIs according to your interest. Okay, so this is how API is implemented. Okay, so this is basically how a system call interface looks like. So the user will request a system call through an interface. Interface can be either command line interface or the graphical user interface. Okay, next this system call will be executed, okay, inside Windows. And this, when you execute this program, because you have to remember, system call is you are accessing the brain of the operating system. So when you access the brain of the operating system, that command is now inside the kernel command. Kernel is part of the operating system, is the brain behind the operating system. And this interface, this system call will be run, and then next you will get the output back to the user application over here. Okay, so some of the parameters in system call. Okay, for example, tadi bila saya delete, I need to do parameter. Parameter means in order for you to access that system call, you need to pass something. You need to supply some information. Macam tadi delete, kita kena cakap delete file apa. So that particular file tu is called the parameter. What do you want to delete? you have to tell the operating system, now I want to delete this file. So the file name is called the parameter. Okay, so you have to tell the operating system, what do you want to delete? So this is what we say as system call parameter passing. So you have to pass the parameters to the operating system, and the operating system will take this and execute according to what you have passed in. Okay, so you can use it. Okay, so next, once the operating system gets the parameter, it will check inside the register. So where is this register? Register is located inside the CPU. Okay, because it's a register, is a type of memory. So it will look for it and it will go back into the operating system to find out, okay, delete command ni buat apa sebenarnya? Okay, delete, user cakap delete file testing 123. So what does this mean? So check balik dengan operating system. Oh, this one is to delete a certain file. So next, it will execute this. So what is to be done is inside the operating system. So in other words, senarai system call yang which is available is kept dalam operating system. Okay, senarai yang the whole list tadi tu, the whole list of system calls are kept inside the operating system. So these are types of operating system. So we can create a process, terminate, wait, dump, debug, log, and these are all types of system call. So another system call yang tadi saya tunjuk, delete, rename file, change directory. So these are types of system calls which are available. Okay, create file, delete file, open file, read file, reposition file, get, request, read, write. Okay, but all of these system call you takkan tahu sebab sekarang you are doing graphical user interface. You don't have to worry about any instruction. You nak buat apa? You nak copy, drag and drop, or you want to copy, you tekan je copy tu. In the olden days operating system, you need to know the command. Okay, copy. You nak copy apa? You kena pass parameter kat copy tu. Copy file ni. Where to? Okay, now you don't need to do that. Let's say you want to copy a file from C directory to D. You just drag and drop. Senang je. Or you copy, cut, paste. Okay, all is inside the graphical user interface. You don't have to remember each step of the system call. Okay, so these are also types of system call. You can get time, macam tadi saya buat time, get system data. So all of these system calls are now, you just type help dalam si Commandline Interface, so you will get senarai dia. You will get everything over there. Okay, so you can set all the protection pun boleh. Kalau dalam graphical user interface, kita nak buat protection macam mana? Kita right click kat file tu, pergi kat attribute, pergi dekat properties and set control kat situ, permission. Okay, next we also need to know what is system program pula. Oh, system program. What is system program? Okay, system programs provide a convenient environment for a program development execution. They can be divided into manipulation, status, programming, program loading, communication, background services, and application program. Okay, system program is something which is provided by the operating system, which allows you to execute and develop a file. Execute and develop a program. Okay, so what do you mean by that? Example, when I say file manipulation. So this is example. So saya, okay, let me just close this. So when I open this File Explorer is one type of system program. Okay, it's a program by itself provided by the operating system. It allows users to copy, paste, delete, rename anything regarding any file. Okay, so these instructions, these commands here, copy, paste, these are system call. But the whole thing here, File Explorer, is a system program because it's provided by the operating system and it allows users to copy, paste, delete, rename anything about a particular file. Okay, let's say kita pergi kat properties. Okay, so kita boleh buat security kat sini. Oh, tak ada security ya, required security not available. PC saya tak ada. Okay, so we can do so many things. We can read only the file, we can hide the file. Okay, so many things we can do. Okay, so this is an example of system program. A system program allows users to run multiple system calls. Okay, a system program allows user to run multiple system calls. What other system program which is available inside the operating system? Scan this, debug. Let's say kalau kita nak debug, debug ada? No. Scan. Not scan, apa tu? Defrag, sorry, defrag. Defragmentation. Here we go. So defragmentation is also another system call. System program which is provided by the operating system, whereby we can do some defragmentation on your PC. So analyze and optimize are system calls provided by this particular program. Okay, so system program is just a type of program which allows users to do any system call. Okay, are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Sorry, apa dia? Muhammad tak dengar tadi.
Tak, saya cakap yes.
Oh, okay. Alright, sorry. Okay, are you all okay? Semua dah makan ke? Anyone from Melaka? Semalam saya dengar Melaka, bukan saya dengar. I saw pictures Melaka hujan lebat. Tak ada siapa dari Melaka? Tak ada siapa? Nobody from Melaka? Everyone is okay? Kenapa everyone senyap? Okay, hello. Alright,
Dengar sir, okey sir.
Okay. Alright, bagus. Awak semua ni macam anak saya. Depan PC je saya tengok dia buat online class, senyap. Tak tahu dia buat apa. Okay, system program. Alright. Okay. Last, we'll just, because I have another meeting shortly, we'll just do 2.4 and stop for today, okay? All right. So we have done system programs, the faham dah. Next, we do operating system design and implementation. Design and implementation of OS is not solvable, but some approaches have been proven successful. Apa pula ni? What is this? Okay. Internal structure of operating system can vary widely. Start design, defining goal. Okay. So, any design and any implementation of operating system is not solvable. Why? This is, I think you know the answer, because all the time operating system will improve. Hari ni version X, version Y. So any design and any implementation of any type of OS is not solvable. Meaning it's not, bukannya orang kata it's not the final one. It's not solvable. That means akan ada problem and the problem will be rectified as time goes by. Okay, so the design and implementation of any type of operating system always increases. That's why you on your phone pun sama juga, you will have different types of operating system, different types of Android as you go on. Hari ni Android version ni, another few months Android version ni, and it will keep on changing because the hardware of any PC, any phone will always change. So in order for the operating system needs to be at par with all the hardwares involved. So that's why dalam operating system design and implementation, it is not solvable. Solvable means dia tak boleh di-solve. That means it is not to say that hari ni you beli PC, this is the PC or this is the laptop for the next 10 years. No. Okay, yes, you can use it for 10 years kalau you pakai Lelo. But sometimes every 4 years, 5 years, you have to change. Sama juga dengan phone. Yes, you can use it for 2 years, 4 years, 5 years, but nanti akan ada banyak problem. Okay, so the design and implementation of any type of operating system is not solvable. That means needs to be upgraded from time to time. Okay, but always remember the user goal and system goal. Operating system should be convenient to use, easy to learn, reliable, safe, and fast. So this is the goal. And should be easy to design, implement, maintain, flexible, reliable, error-free. So each operating system designer uses these goals to design their operating system. Okay, that is why kalau hari ini you beli a laptop, you simpan. You tak pakai, you pakai mungkin once or twice. You simpan and you reopen back in 3 years' time. Yes, your operating system will be fine. Yes, your PC will be fine, but you will find your PC may be slow. Why? Because the applications and everything else is now being much more faster. That's why your PC will not work as convenient as it used to be. Okay, hari ini you beli your PC, you find it very fast. Your hard disk is very fast. You can download very easily. You can open your program very easily. But as time goes by, you find it slow because each program has now changed, has now been upgraded. So that's why each operating system needs to be upgraded. Okay, so that is the design and implementation of operating system. All right, so we will stop here, 2.4. We will continue back slide 24 in the next class because I have something urgent to handle now. All right, so you have any questions for me today?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No. All right, do
No,
not forget.
sir.
Cik Sophia, do you have any questions?
No, sir.
Okay, please remember to order Food Panda for me, and I will see you in the next class. Make sure you sign your attendance, and to those who have not answered my entrance survey, please do so immediately, and I will see you inshallah in the next class next week. All right, thank you so much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.